Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rishangla Malomani, and if it's the first time joining us today, welcome. Today's one is it's a difficult one for me because as much as it is based on my experience and the experience of the people around me, it is basically just my opinion, right? And that is difficult content to put out because I could see things this way because of the people that surround me. You could see things another way because of the people that surround you. But I will say my piece. And I've also been struggling with what should I title this video, because it's an unpopular opinion, I would say, because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. And at the same time, it's not advice, but it's something that I would tell my little sister. So I'm blessed. I have many little sisters. Shout out to you guys. Shout out. I hope you actually watched this video because this is about you. Two of my little sister. The other one is trying to decide what career path they want to take. The other one is trying to decide if they should do another degree or if they should go and work and how to actually make money and all that. And I'm just like, I am their older sister, and those are some of the things that I actually struggle with now, being in the working industry and seeing how exactly it is. Because I feel like when you're still in school, you don't really know how the industry is like, right? You just hope that everything is green. And I think also us who are working, we're not honest and we're not transparent enough. At the same time, it's because one, we have employers, like if my boss watches this, he needs to be proud of me. So I cannot be talking bad about my job. It can never be a thing of, no guys, this and this and this. I always have to try and be positive about it. And also not just because of my job, also because of my future employers. What I say on the internet does affect how people look at me, basically. So in all things, we try to be positive and all that. But I talk too much. This is what I wanted to talk about. I have my notes here and just some of the points that I wrote down. The first thing that I want to say, guys, is go to school. And this is, yes, go to school. I know so many people will tell you that school doesn't matter. You can become a millionaire without school. Bill Gates did not finish his school. Mark Zuckerberg did not finish what. Guys, those people are Harvard dropouts. Let's start there. So their metric was probably good enough. So make sure that your metric is good enough. The reason why your metric has to be good enough, it's so that even after you've started your career and you realize this is not what I want, like it's not cutting it for me, it's easier for you to change and to go into another field. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting over. I have a lot of friends who have started over, guys. Like I could actually just do an interview which will take like 3 months, just interviewing my friends that have started over. There's nothing wrong with that. But the reason why they're able to start over is because they have good results. They have very, very, very good results. So that's the first thing. Make sure that your metric results are very good. The second thing, it's on the same point of going to school. If you're going to go to university and study for a degree, right? Go and study for a degree that pays well, or a very good degree. So I'll give you examples. Go and do CA, go and do your medicine, go and do your engineering, go and do your computer science, go and do those degrees that people deem them as hard, or they take time, or yes. And I know I did not mention science, and that is because science, I'll actually talk about science in another video. Yeah, I think I'll talk about science in another video. But basically with science, there aren't a lot of job opportunities. At the same time, it doesn't really pay well. And it's also like a long career, like it's very long. So go and do those kind of degrees. The other thing that I'll talk about is in terms of going to school is that when you do those degrees it actually helps you to be the best in your field. So those are degrees that you can have financial securities. Those are degrees where there's actually a demand in jobs as well, right? Obviously there are special cases, but that's not what we're talking about here. The other thing that I want us to talk about is do not take shortcuts. And in not taking shortcuts, what I mean is that most degrees that have financial security, they have job opportunities, are long degrees. Like, for example, being a CA, right? I had Talenta on my YouTube channel. She explained her journey through being a CA. It takes like 7 years. Medicine, I mean, I had Dr. Ndaba. It took 8 years to do his medicine. When I take it to science, like I have Dr. Kutala, you know, she went all the way to PhD. So if you want to actually make it in life and make it big, do not take shortcuts. It's very important that if you are to choose a path and go through with it, no matter how long it is, right? Do not stop at some point and be like, you know what, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore. Just go through it and make sure you get to whatever the end looks like. That includes me. Like, I should, as much as I'm a forensic scientist and I'm working right now, if I want to have make the money and have financial security in the long run, at least I need to get my PhD, because from getting my PhD, that will open many more doors for me, more doors that just this degree is not going to be able to access, unless if I decide, let me go overseas, right? Another thing that I want us to talk about is that universities don't matter. But then this one is also something that I want to put a disclaimer on, because it largely also depends on what degree you are doing. And I want to talk about things that I am aware of right now. Things like your computer science, your IT and all that. Like, people with diplomas and people with degrees basically do the same job. So for example, in science, right? Like, let me just use me as an example. Guys, I studied, like, I did my medical science, I did my master's in forensic science, but I worked together with the same people that did their diplomas and just have their BTech, right? So I went to school for like 6 years, they went to school for 4 years, and they did it at the University of Technology. I went to a university, but at the end of the day, we're doing the same job. And that is, it's not nice, but that's just the reality of how it is in the work field. And I don't know about other industries, but from what I've gathered from my friends that are also in other industries, it's the same, guys. Like, it doesn't matter a lot which university you went in. The only difference is opportunities. Like me, for example, haven't been to UCT. I think there were a lot of other opportunities that could have come my way. But besides that, when we get into the work industry, you just need to be able to do the job, you know, and that's it. I know with medical science it's a bit different, but the only difference is the salary, and also the salary is actually not worth it, honestly. Like, if you look at the amount of stress that you put in by just getting your degree, you could have gotten yourself a diploma and just went and got the same job, and yeah, life goes on. So this is just to say, do not beat yourself up about whether you have a degree or a diploma. The other thing that I would tell my little sister is go into tech. Go and study something in tech. Yes, then go and study computer science. Go and learn how to program. Yes, then that's where you need to go to. Go and do that, because that's where the money is. That's where the opportunities are. That is where it is currently happening. And unfortunately, we're only getting digitalized. Like, at some point, I was just talking to another friend of mine, and at some point, even the kind of work that I do, if we're able to digitalize most of the work that I do, they might actually need less employees. So that means that I might even have a potential of just losing my job, because they can actually, if we are able to digitalize that and create a software that does my job, it would actually be able to do my job much faster for a longer period of time compared to me working there for 8 hours and all that. So go into tech, learn how to program, learn how to code, if it's something that you're interested in, obviously, because I feel like if you're not interested in it at all, it's just going to be like stressful. But just try it out. You know, so many times we just diss it, will be like, programming is hard, coding is not for me. But at the same time, it's something that we haven't given ourselves a chance to just try and give it a chance. Look at it, see if it's something that you can do. Watch YouTube videos. Like, there's a lot of YouTube videos about people that encourage other people to start, and how people got jobs and moved up in companies in tech. Like, there's this guy called Alex, like he did like data analytics, and oh my goodness, like he's done so much for himself by just teaching himself this kind of things. This is also for people that, like, you did a degree but it's actually not paying out. I know there's a lot of people like that. Just look into something like that. That's something that I would advise you to do. Yeah, the other thing that I would say is that most health related careers have jobs. Yeah, so if you go into health, you would realize that there's actually a lot of job opportunities. All in all, guys, all in all, when all is said and done, the only way or the best way to create wealth is through businesses, and using the money that you make from businesses and investing it. That's the only way to create wealth. Or you can inherit the money, obviously. So just be mindful of businesses, be mindful of ideas. The best way for wealth creation is to start a business. So start a business, make money, invest your money, let your money grow, compound interest. We all know how that shandies work. So just pray for a business idea. Maybe you want to sell something, or whatever that it is that you feel like you can turn into a business. People use their social medias as businesses now, and it's working out well for them. So always be looking out for business opportunities, because right now I feel like, because we're in a digitalized age, by just using your passions and the things that you love, it's easy to monetize that and actually be so big at it, depending on how good you are at it and how much work you put into whatever that you're doing. So starting a business is one of the things that you need to do or to look into. That is where the money is. Also, like with the career that you're doing, look at the career that you're doing and see how you can actually monetize that, how you can actually make a business out of that. Some people prefer consulting, some people start a whole business. Whatever it is that you choose to do, like even if you want to sell hair, or you want to sell nails, or whatever business that you want to do, you can do that. Look into that. That's where the money is. The last thing that I want to share with you guys is, like, make sure that you associate yourself with people that are vision orientated. So like people that know, actually, this is what I want in life. If you want to go into business and you don't have a friend that is in business, what are you doing? Or you don't have a mentor that is in business, what are you doing? Like what are you doing with your life? Make sure that in the jobs that you take, in the people that you associate with, even the church you go to, like make sure that all that helps you to fulfill your dream of becoming like a business owner or whatever that you want to become, right? Even with your friends, like if you want to be a business person, associate yourself with people that are going into the same direction that you're going into. And that is what I would advise my little sisters. And I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked it. Please drop down a comment and tell me what is it that stood out the most for you in this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.